All right, guys, we've got a good one. So I'm stoked to talk to Josh. We met actually last year. Josh is no stranger to storage and no stranger to starting businesses. And so there's some really cool things I want to talk about with him today. So welcome, Josh, to the show. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you being one of our very first interviews here.
Happy to be here in that trend.
Uh,
Thanks for interviewing me.
so, man, you've got some interesting things going on. I'll preface it for everybody and then I'll let you break it down. You had a pretty solid W 2, then you took the leap, left that, started a business, you've been running that business, and now you're looking for growth through self-storage. So let's
That's right.
rewind. Tell me about your W-2 and then that leap.
Yeah, so I joined the Air Force right out of high school as a crew chief. I was working on C5s and later C-130s, mechanical stuff, and it was going great. I enjoyed it. Spent 13 years in there. Eventually got hired on full time, 40 hours a week, and it was definitely paying all the bills. It was really secure, great benefits. And then life happened. I found myself having to pivot and come up with some way to get more security for my life, for my income, for my lifestyle. The Air Force is big on pushing people out for different things. So I kind of got the wheels turning. Okay, how do I start something else while I'm still working? My wife was a dog trainer employee at the time. So we said, why don't you quit? And then I'll pay all the bills. We can start this dog training business, take a few months off, figure it out because she was stressed out from her job. So she left her job. It was like 3 days later. She was like, I'm restless. Let's start this business. I was trying to learn more about anything, everything. I picked up all these things about starting a business, how to talk to government, how to talk to contractors, how to file forms and analyze things. We started the dog training business using her expertise and my like kind of management, compliance, technology, everything that's not training dogs. That went good. That actually replaced our income, which allowed me to step away from my W 2. Now we are looking to take the next step and get into real estate. Everything eventually becomes real estate.
I love that there was this awakening for you where you're like, I need to find something where I'm in control of my future. And I also love that you're utilizing your wife's expertise in dog training and your expertise in business. That's a great combo. Tell me, would you really need dog training expertise? Is that easily acquired or how would somebody get started with?
Well, it's not very well regulated. There are a few schools you can go to. You need to have a love for it and a good head on your shoulders. If you're really interested and passionate about it, at the end of the day, you're just training a dog.
Mm.
If that's something you already love and enjoy, and you see the challenge and you enjoy seeing the dog have those light bulb moments, if that excites you, just keep doing it. And that is something you can start. There's dog trainers who only take clients at public parks, work in their garage, or don't even have a garage and don't go to parks. It's really about getting the ball started. When we first started the business, it was, there's all these hoops you have to jump through and it's impossible to do everything. We just started, word got out, people were getting great results, referring friends and family. You'll never see every step of the process. So we took the risk, invested a little bit of money. Kennels are expensive. We actually moved to a different house, peak pandemic. It had an automotive shop behind it. We cleared it out, fixed it up. A lot of that came when we moved houses. And so that gave us investment funds.
It could have been done at a park.
So what would the minimum investment be?
A love or training animal. Maybe there's a little bit of a background. You could take a week or weekend course on handling animal, training animals in that way.
Some of the schools are like 2 weeks, maybe a month. They do have longer immersion style ones. There, we found one where you don't even start on dogs. You start on a chick. You use a clicker because that shows fundamental mastery. You
Mm.
have to really master the basics to do one of those.
At the most, 1 month is the longest course you would have to take.
If it's something you love and you go to a 1 month course or maybe shorter, that'll help firm everything up for you. You've seen them jump through hoops and stuff and you got your clicker. It's the same thing.
That makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's going to come up somewhere in a conversation. I'm going to use that somewhere. A training course for a month. You can use a park for your location. You could do this solo. Like you don't need to be in an awesome partnership league you guys are in, but you could do this solo. Where do you get your first customers? So you're done with your course, you're ready to go. Where do you get your first customer?
Well, my wife started as an employee and slowly built up her reputation. When we started the business, people would show up for pack walks and group lessons at the old place, and she wasn't there anymore. You kind of just build it up over time. If you didn't want to work somewhere first, that would give you a great way to limit your risk. There's a lot of good reasons to do that first. If not, just put it on Google Maps, get a website where you don't have to code to make a website, follow some basic principles, and then put yourself out there, start talking to people, maybe go hand out business cards, drum up interest, always have your phone on you. Uh, Most of business is pick up the phone.
Yeah, Robbie mentioned that with his laundry.
And so we're trying to expand into self-storage now. Sometimes I'll find one facility in the middle of a town and I need to secret shop around and find out everyone else's prices. This guy didn't even answer the phone. He doesn't even have a website. Maybe I should buy this one. He's leaving a lot on the table. So if you just do the basics, you'll do fine.
Awesome. Okay. So what's a range of what a course would cost?
Like a educational course for the dog training, probably I would say in the order of single digit thousands. It's shockingly unregulated, but if you look up who's popular, you can find them. Michael Ellis runs a good one.
That's another idea for people already in the business, like you guys, to attack that fragmented education market on dog training, be the go-to dog trainer.
Train the trainer.
That could be something.
Business.
Yeah, the origin of this podcast is talking to people on how they did it and how those ideas form. Fairly low startup cost with the course. It could be a local park that's free, the website with the domain and everything. You're under 100 a month. Maybe you work for somebody else for a certain amount of time, and so that you're getting referrals that way.
Yep.
When she left and you guys went off on your own, when was there a break even? If you're comfortable saying, what were you making before, and then how's that build up financially?
All the money is in the training facility. Dog training employees typically make minimum wage plus a little bit. I don't know why it is that way, but I guess it's just unique to the industry.
How many employees you have?
It's just us. We are the business. We're making all the money. Courses range from 2,000 to 4,000. We do board and train programs, like a little boot camp. You drop your dog off on a farm. They learn around goats and chickens in the field and they go on field trips. It's this great thing that people like because it's kind of, it's not like done for you, but it's an all included high end, what will work through whatever problems you have compared to businesses where you show up at the park and they do a group lesson. You don't even need to have any investment because the dog owners bring their own leashes. You just show up, tell them things, and each one gives you $20. So you made $100.
That's fantastic. A great weekend hustle for a high school kid.
If you're a high school kid and you're looking to get into it, you can definitely do that. Make a couple $100 on the weekend, learn about your trade, start talking to customers, get some of that real world experience. Learning about it only takes you so far. You need to start getting out into the real world.
Mhm. Share only as much as you're comfortable sharing. What would be a good range of monthly or annual gross for you guys, or
Right
in
now,
the industry?
we're in six figures.
Cool.
And we're a home based location. It's in the shop building behind the house. If you're in a commercial location and you've got like five or six trainers, kennel staff, stuff like that, you can make over 1 million top line.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea,
But
dude.
it
Yeah.
depends. There's group lessons of $20. Board and train could be 3, 4, 5,000. So you've got all these different sales models. You've got the one time payment all included, follow up lessons, or some combination thereof. You've got private lessons. You can go to customers' houses and teach them to train their dogs, or they can drop their dog off for one full day, a week at a time for 5 or 6 times. If you love training dogs, there's a way to make it work.
And people spend so much money on their pet.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
They better than me.
I believe that. Wow. Okay. So that's eye opening, right? Starting from a couple $1,000 course to potentially no overhead if you do a park or go to homes. Just having a love for animals and training animals, being passionate about that, you can make six figures all the way up to seven
So,
or more, right?
that's right.
What's your next step? What are you guys doing next?
Well, we decided we don't want employees. So that makes it hard to scale. We don't want a franchise. So it's kind of like we're doing this to make some money and then use that money for real estate.
Cool. How are you guys getting clients?
At this point, it's because we do such a good job every time. We only have 5-star reviews. It's just the fundamentals of you got to give the customer what they want. What we do is make sure we get customers who are on the same page, find out exactly what they want, and over deliver. They tell everyone they know. We've had referrals from people who haven't even showed up yet to drop their dog off because they're just so impressed. Always treat your customers right. We are not even doing paid advertising right now. It's just referrals. Pretty organic.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a testament to how you guys are running your business and the quality of service
Yep.
that you have. Okay, so one last question. If somebody wanted to learn how to do this, how to start this from you, would you be willing to teach them for a consultation?
Uh,
Would you? Okay.
that's outside of my buy box, but I want to give back to the community. So
Where can people find you? Where can people get in touch with you?
we are the Educated Hound. We're in Northwest Georgia. You can find us on Facebook, um, Instagram, or our website is gadogtrainer.com. Or if you live in Georgia and want your dog change, you can call 470 train me.
470. Josh, you were the man. Thank you so much for joining us today and chit chatting with us about how you started your business.
Yeah, happy to do it. Thanks for
Dude,
joining me.